Good morning, Trailblazers. Happy Wednesday. At this point, you guys know the drill. Unfortunately, I'm not there for you today, but hopefully whoever is covering, I know whoever is covering my class, you guys are going to treat with the utmost respect and make sure we get done what we're supposed to get done today. We're just going to do a quick bell ringer, and then you guys are going to take the quiz, the lab quiz. So this is actually going to help you on the lab quiz, so hopefully you're paying close attention during this time. Go ahead and take out your bell ringer sheets and solve this problem or answer this question. I'll give you guys, let's say, 1 minute. This should be a pretty quick one. Okay, so hopefully when you looked at this graph, you determined that it is a heating curve. It's a heating curve because it starts at a low temperature and ends up at a high temperature. So the temperature goes up over time. So that makes it a heating curve because when temperature goes up, that's heat being applied. So if we're looking for the phase change, hopefully you identified these two areas of the graph. This is where the phase change takes place. So if there is freezing, melting, vaporization, condensation, anything happening during this time, right, it's going to happen in these two areas because we know that phase changes take place when the kinetic energy stays constant. So here the temperature stays constant, and here it does as well, so that's where the phase change has to take place. Now you just have to correctly label that phase change. Well, we know that heating curves always start with solids and end with gases, so the order goes solid, liquid, gas, when it's a heating curve. If it's a cooling curve, it's the opposite, right? Gas, liquid, solid. Going this way. So we have to figure out what are the phase changes. So when you go from a solid to a liquid, that's called melting. And when you go from a liquid to a gas, that's called vaporization. So if we're labeling both of those, right, we've labeled both of our phase changes now, from solid to liquid and then liquid to gas. Well, now I look back at the question and I have to figure out what the freezing point is. It's not freezing. So obviously the answer is D. There is no freezing point. Psych. There is an answer. The answer is that even though this is a heating curve, the melting and freezing would take place at the same temperature. So even though this is a heating curve, here from solid to liquid, if you were to reverse this curve, the temperature would be the exact same. So that's why the answer should be 50, because melting and freezing would take place at the same temperature. If you think about water, right, think about ice. Okay, ice melts at 0 degrees Celsius, right? Water also freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. So if it gets warmer, that solid turns to a liquid. If it gets cooler, that solid continues to get colder as a solid. Okay, so even though something is not explicitly laid out on the graph, so like it's not explicitly saying that freezing's happening here, you can still figure out the freezing point by sort of working in reverse. Right? Solid to liquid is melting, liquid to solid is freezing. So the temperature change would take place at the same temperature. Okay, go ahead and put your bell ringers away. All you need is a pencil or pen, and you need folders, and that's it. Pencil or pen and folders. I'll give you 30 seconds. Ten more seconds. Okay, so today our agenda is very simple. You're going to take the lab quiz. When you finish your lab quiz, there's an article from The Economist on lithium carbonate that you guys can read, and it just gives you a good idea of like some chemistry things that are happening in current events these days. The more you read about this stuff, the more you really see it in your everyday life, will like deepen your understanding and appreciation of chemistry. The quiz is pretty short. It should take you about 10 minutes or so, and then after that you can work on the Economist article. If you finish that, then you can read a book. No homework. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, and good luck on the quiz.